Greetings, this is Foundational Saints, and here we will be featuring the prophet Daniel. We will delve into 5 components within the prophecy of Daniel. It doesn't cover all aspects of his faithful journey, but I found these points interesting in Scripture. The first component covers his humbleness, or beloved by God. The second part covers his visions, or dreams. The third component covers Daniel confronting kings or leaders. The fourth component addresses his persecution or trials, and the fifth part covers his third heaven correspondence. The third heaven correspondence can either come from the Lord or an angel. The context of Daniel's prophecy involves interacting with worldly kings and being divinely instructed and protected by God while being in Babylonian captivity in the 6th century BC. Part 1. Being humble or beloved. There are several instances in his prophecy that check the boxes. Notice what is written in Daniel 10:11-12. And he said to me, O Daniel, man greatly beloved, understand the words that I speak to you and stand upright, for I have now been sent to you. While he was speaking this word to me, I stood trembling. Then he said to me, Do not fear, Daniel. For from the first day that you set your heart to understand and to humble yourself before your God, your words were heard, and I have come because of your words. Here from the top, we have an angel from heaven validating Daniel's humbleness and that he was loved by God. It doesn't get any better than this. The second component is experiencing visions or dreams. Daniel and his friends were the main group of individuals who God was working with at this time. Therefore, divine intervention was necessary. Daniel 1:17. As for these 4 young men, God gave them knowledge and skill in all literature and wisdom. And Daniel had understanding in all visions and dreams. Daniel had many dreams and visions. One of them was of the 4 beasts or kingdoms. Notice Daniel 7:1. In the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon, Daniel had a dream and visions of his head while on his bed. Then he wrote down the dream, telling the main facts. The third component is Daniel addressing leaders. Daniel interacted with kings like Nebuchadnezzar and Belshazzar and gave his interpretations of dreams. Daniel 2:46-47. Then King Nebuchadnezzar fell on his face, prostrate before Daniel, and commanded that they should present an offering and incense to him. The king answered Daniel and said, Truly, your God is the God of gods, the Lord of kings, and a revealer of secrets, since you could reveal this secret. Another time is when Daniel is brought before Belshazzar, Daniel 5:17. Then Daniel answered and said before the king, Let your gifts be for yourself, and give your rewards to another. Yet I will read the writing to the king and make known to him the interpretation. The fourth component is persecution or trials. The main trial is being held captive by another group of people. Daniel 6:13. So they answered and said before the king, that Daniel, who is one of the captives from Judah, does not show due regard for you, O king, or for the decree that you have signed, but makes his petition 3 times a day. Daniel is punished for praying to his God by being sent into the lion's den. Daniel 6:16-17. So the king gave the command, and they brought Daniel and cast him into the den of lions. But the king spoke, saying to Daniel, Your God, whom you serve continually, he will deliver you. Then a stone was brought and laid on the mouth of the den, and the king sealed it with his own signet ring and with the signets of his lords, that the purpose concerning Daniel might not be changed. This is not the end of the story, as you know. The fifth component is the third heaven correspondence. Daniel received divine intervention from angels inside and outside of dreams and visions. One example in the natural world can be found when he was sent to the lion's den. Daniel 6:22. My God sent his angel and shut the lions' mouths, so that they have not hurt me, because I was found innocent before him. And also, O king, I have done no wrong before you." Daniel's relationship with God was so powerful that he was interacting with one of the archangels, Gabriel. Daniel 8:15-16. "Then it happened, when I, Daniel, had seen the vision and was seeking the meaning, that suddenly there stood before me one having the appearance of a man. And I heard a man's voice between the banks of the Ulai, who called and said, 'Gabriel, make this man understand the vision.'" Each of these 5 parts could have had more examples, as Daniel was an amazing prophet who completed his missions. Hope you enjoyed this one. Take care, friends.